guys. Okay, this is Damon Sewell here. I'm the author of The Shredded Executive, the owner of Phenomenal Fitness, and I specialize in getting people ripped. But you guys may not know this, but I also specialize in injury prevention, fixing people's issues. You know, people who have, like, especially when it comes to back issues. Very common, and I'm gonna explain why in a second, but I have people that come to me who have had, like, you know, bulging discs and degenerative discs and all this shit, or actually, I'll do that in another video. I was gonna talk about knee for a second, but that's a whole nother diagnosis that I hear from these dumbass doctors that are, okay, we're not gonna go there. Right now, let's talk about how we're gonna fix your back. Okay, now obviously if you're watching this video, it's because you obviously have a back issue or you know somebody who does have a back issue. And it's really truly a simple fix, okay? It's really simple. Once you understand the basics behind the body, it's super simple. But before we actually get to the mechanical aspect of it, let's talk about what really causes your back pain. Because what really causes your back pain, the number one cause of injuries, muscle pulls, muscle tears, aches, pains, chronic pain, back pain, whatever pain you got, guess what the number one cause is? Guess. Can you guess? Bet you don't fucking know, because most people don't. And it's your damn diet. What? My diet? What do you mean my diet's making my back hurt? How does that work? Well, here's how. Foods, okay, the typical American, honestly, in my opinion, eat like a fucking asshole. Okay? I mean, you're ignorant, stupid. This is shit. If you knew what this stuff was actually doing to your body internally, it would, but besides the fact of it would disgust you, it would also make you run from this shit, okay? And I understand what it does to the human body on the inside, which is why I don't ever touch this shit, ever, okay? Now, when you eat inflammatory foods, now what is an inflammatory food? Pretty much anything that is processed. Anything, basically all the shit you love, okay? All the shit you love, meaning like your coffee creamer, your sodas, your bread, your pasta, your cereal, your crackers, your chips, your donuts, your pizza, all that stuff is highly inflammatory. And when you get inflammation, it basically flares up areas where you already have issues, okay? Yeah, you already have, like, say, so if you already have, like, if your back is already tight, when you get inflamed, it's flaring that shit up way more. So you could be literally going to pick up your socket. I just threw my back out. No, bitch, you were inflamed, and the mechanical version part of it, I'll discuss in a second, was too tight. Okay? That's all it was, inflammation. So number one, so step one, the reason why I'm telling you this, and the reason I'm even spending the time on this is because I can show you this stuff. Okay? I can show you the coolest little fucking tricks. Matter of fact, I plan on showing you all the coolest shit on how to fix your body, how to fix your muscles, so that way you can train like a beast so you can look awesome year-round. But if you continue to eat like an asshole, none of it's going to help you. It's just not. It's not going to help you, because once you're in a state of inflammation, you're fucked. For a week, 2 weeks, months, depending on how much gut damage you have, okay? Because these foods, in case you're not aware, they damage your gut. When they damage your gut, meaning your digestive tract, when they damage your digestive tract, you get inflamed. When you get inflamed, depending on how much damage is done to that gut, it takes a long time for that damage to close back up, because it creates basically gaps and holes in your gut. So, depending on how long it takes a long time. So if it was just a little one, it could be a week. If you've been doing this consistently, it could be months of eating perfect before that shit closes up. So, and supplementing well, so that way you can fix that. I'm gonna have to actually make a video. I'm gonna make a video on actually how to actually fix your gut. Because I actually, in case you're not aware, I used to have an autoimmune disease, and I cured my own autoimmune disease just by fixing my gut. And I've done a lot of research on this shit. I understand it like nobody else does. And I've cured my own. And I've cured everybody else's who's ever asked me how, and they followed the directions. Same thing with depression. 100% of the people who have followed my directions on how to cure depression, fixed, cured. Okay? You won't hear that from your doctors because they can't say anything cures you unless it's a drug. Drugs don't fucking cure you, people. All they do is manage your symptoms. See what happens? I'm getting on a tangent here. See, I could talk forever. Okay, so let's talk about your back, okay? So maybe you were putting on a sock wrong one day, or you were putting on your sock one day and pop your back, right? Something tweaks because you're inflamed. Step one. Okay, so step one is to eliminate all the processed shit. And when I say eliminate, I mean 100% of the time. Meaning, you never touch this shit again. It's not even an option. Eat only real foods. Whole, healthy foods that actually come directly from a plant or directly from an animal. That's it. That's all you get to eat, okay? That's how we're designed to eat. That's all you get to eat. All this man-made processed shit, we're not designed to eat that stuff. It completely destroys your body from the inside out, okay? Besides the fact that it's making you fat, it's destroying you on the inside, okay? So eliminate that, put in the good, all right? And then your inflammation will go away, and then your gut will heal, and you'll be all good, right? And you don't have to worry about getting inflamed and fucking tweaking your back, putting on a sock, okay? Now, the second part of this, that actually the reason why you have back pain, on top of the fact that you have the inflammation, is that you have tight hip flexors. Now, there's a few main muscles that can cause back issues, but there's one in particular that causes everybody's back issues. And there's a couple other ones that if they're a little out of alignment, they too can create it, but nothing like this one muscle can, okay? And this one muscle is known as your hip flexor muscle, okay? Also known as your psoas, all right? So let me explain how it got tight, okay? Now, I'm gonna use my little box here. Okay, so as Americans, the majority of us, we have desk jobs, right? We have desk jobs, we commute to work. What do we do when we go home? Sit in front of the TV, okay? So for the average person, they're spending an excessive amount of time sitting down, all right? Now, when you're sitting down for extended periods of time, your hip flexors, which are right here, okay, they attach from your thigh bone straight through your abdominal wall into, literally, to your lumbar spine. Literally. From your thigh bone, straight through to your lumbar spine, okay? So whenever you're sitting for extended periods, they get really, really tight, okay? Then you go to stand up, these suckers are still locked. Like, they're locked, right? And what ends up happening is, when they're tight, you end up with this, okay? See that? You have this pelvic tilt. And when you have that tilt, directly compresses your back. On top of that, these flexors are literally like pulling on your back, right? So you go to walk or do anything, or even if you're trying to work out and you're trying to do a squat, these suckers are pulling on your back, and then you're like, oh shit. Or maybe you're trying to do some deadlifts or something, right? If your flexors are tight, you're fucked, okay? You're fucked. And then some people even refer to this muscle as the primal muscle, because it's the muscle that actually connects your lower body to your upper body, right? Did I say that right? Lower body to your upper body. I think I said it backwards. You got what I meant though, right? So it's known as the primal muscle, right? This sucker is amazing. You take care of your flexors, your whole life changes, okay? I'm not kidding you. This one muscle completely changes how your energy flows, how you perform. For you ladies, okay? Besides the fact that this is going to fix your back, okay? When you take care of your flexors, because let me back up a second, okay? When these are tight, the way that the human body works, okay? For all muscles, when one muscle contracts, the opposite muscle has to relax, right? So for example, if I'm gonna do a bicep curl, okay? My bicep is activating. My tricep, which does this, has to turn off, okay? In order for me to curl, right? So in order for me to curl, this one has to turn off. Now if I wanna flex this way, this one's on, this one has to turn off, right? So the way that this works, when your flexors are tight, this basically means that they're also constantly activated. They're constantly firing, right? They're constantly on. So what ends up happening is this, your booty, which does this, can you see that? Which does this, whoop, okay? Your booty is responsible for this. It's turning off, okay? So if you have really, really tight flexors, what ends up happening is your booty don't fire. So you go to do squats, you go to do deadlifts, and when you're doing those movements, your ass is actually the prime mover. It's supposed to be the prime mover of that motion. But when it's not working, everything else is having to compensate. And for a lot of you, that means your hamstrings, which is the back of your leg here, they are gonna start to get overworked. So if you've ever had, if you have constant hamstring issues, it's because your flexors are too tight and they're being overused because your glutes aren't firing. Does that make sense? So these are on, turning these off, these are overcompensating or overworking because your glutes aren't firing, you end up with an injury. Okay, it's real simple. So, like I was saying though, when these are loose, when you get these in check, whenever you're actually training booty ladies, okay, you're actually gonna get some booty development. Okay, because right now, when you're doing squats, when you're doing deadlifts, when you're doing anything, if your hip flexors are tight, your booty engagement is non-existent, okay? Or a minimal at best, which means you get no booty gains, okay? For you dudes, you want to squat, you want to deadlift, you want to do the manly shit, right? Get your hip flexors loose. Because if you get them loose, you can squat deep, you can deadlift, you can do all kinds of things. But if they're tight, you're fucked, okay? So take care of your flexors. So I'm going to show you how to take care of your flexors. You want to learn how to take care of your flexors? Let's teach you how to take care of your flexors, okay? All right, so watch this. So this is what we do. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can do this, and I got a million tricks on how to do this. The real simple concept is just lay on something that can break it up. Okay, if you can just remember that, you just need to lay on something so you break it up. If you do that, you'll fix your flexors. Okay, and there's many different tools you can use. Some shit you'll have around your house. Some you have at every gym you work out at. You'll be able to find something to roll out on. So here, we can give you an example. Okay, number one. Okay, for those of you, if you're at home, okay, let's say you're at home, okay, you use a hammer, okay, hammer, simple, okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit, we're gonna find your hip bone. Now some of you are really fat, you're not gonna be able to really find it, so you're just gonna have to probably push really hard or kind of guesstimate, because I know some of you are chunky. So step one would be stop eating all that processed shit, and you'll stop being fat, and then you'll be able to find your hip bone better, right? Right? I'm right? Exactly. I mean, let's get back to this. Okay. So you're find your hip bone, and then you're gonna go right inside of the hip bone, right? There's a muscle that runs there, and it runs from your leg, and it goes through the abdominal wall, and some even say it goes up towards the height, almost the height of the belly button. So if your belly button's here, it'll go up to there, almost, right? And then all you gotta do is just lay on any tool you can find, okay? Any tool. Now, don't be laying on fucking knives or something like that, you stupid asses. I'll smack you. You don't be doing stupid shit like that. Lay on a tool something that's not going to pierce your skin, okay? God, I'm only saying this because there's some stupid motherfuckers out there, okay? Now, all right. So, take my hammer. Can you see me? Let me move you down. I got a magnetic phone, so we can move that around just like that. Look at that. It's magic, baby! So we take this hammer, find that spot on my flexor, right? You turn this way a little bit so you can see. And then all you're gonna do, you're just gonna lay down right on top of it, hold the handle like this, and then just kind of rock back and forth like this. And you can also rotate your foot in and out this way, like this. And I'm telling you now, mine actually feel fine because I was actually just doing this a few minutes ago, so mine are cool right now. But when you do this for the first time, or when you do this generally most of the time, it's gonna hurt really bad. It's gonna feel like you're on a knife. I'm not kidding. It's painful. And it's all that knotted tissue that you have to break up, okay? And then once you break that up, you're gonna feel good. Some of you may even feel, which is common too, you may even feel warmth and blood. Okay, because when you start to break it up, you're going to increase the blood flow to the area. So you may actually feel your legs start to warm up once it starts to break down. But it's going to hurt like a mofo. So expect it, suck it up. There's no way around it. This is the only way to fix this shit. Okay, unless you want to go to a really knowledgeable massage therapist and he can put his elbow or his fists or his hands in there and manipulate it that way and break it up, which is, I highly recommend it, but that's even more painful than this. Okay? But you can do this at home, you can do it anywhere, you can do it at the gym, you can do it anywhere. Okay, so that's one way. So he's using the hammer. Now another thing that you can do is you can use a ball. Okay, now this is a ball. This is called the Supernova. These are sold on like Rogue Fitness. There's other ones online that you can find, but you can lay on one of these. You can lay on a softball, preferably something that's higher off the ground. You know, if you can get to where you're like 5-6 inches off the ground, it's going to be much more effective. But this will work too. Watch, check it out. You can lay on this one too. You put this same area, and then you just roll out. And you can roll back and forth on this. You got a little mobility because it's a ball. And then you roll out that sucker. But my favorite way, which is a technique that I actually just made this shit up last week. No joke. Just made this shit up because I am a fucking mobility specialist, man. I fucking do this shit all the time. I'm always making shit up. So take a second. So we used to use dumbbells in my gym. Okay, use dumbbells. You can use these. You can use these too. So look, you do the same thing. You just sit on the side of it. So you sit on the side of it. Same concept. You can roll back and forth, and this is really, really effective. These are little hex dumbbells that some gyms have, like we do. And but the only problem with this is it's not very high, right? You don't really. There's not really enough. Like I was telling you a minute ago, if you can get like 5 or 6 inches off the ground, much better. Now the 24-hour fitnesses and LA fitnesses, they have the iron grip dumbbells, which those dumbbells, they're thinner, right? And they're tall. Those lay on like a 5-pound or a 15-pound. Do those just like this. Woo! That will hook you up. Okay, that will fix you. It will make you squeal, but it'll fix you really quickly. So here's another technique that I made up just last week. So last week I was just messing around, and I was rolling out on the dumbbell, and I was like, I wonder if we could stack 2 dumbbells, and this would be more effective, right? So I'm like, let me grab 20, let me grab 10, let me see if this works. Looks like it'll work, right? And then I got on top of it, and then I was like, oh my God, this is money! Oh, I got it. So. Works amazing. So if you have the hex dumbbells, just stack 2. Just stack 2. That's all you gotta do. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to roll on them. And for some of you, it's gonna take some time to break them up. So you need to be spending like a good minimum at first. Minimum like a good 10, 20 minutes on them if you've never done this before. And then after that, you need to be doing just basically daily maintenance. Just roll out on them for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes each side. And break it up. You do that, your back's gonna be good because your psoas, they're gonna be feeling good. And your pelvis is gonna be aligned like it should be. And your back won't be compressed. And your flexors won't be pulling on your lumbar. So you're gonna feel good. Your energy level's gonna feel good. Then for you ladies, your booty's gonna fire. You're gonna get some booty, right? And then for you dudes, you're gonna be able to squat heavier, gonna be able to deadlift more, you're gonna feel good, your energy level's gonna be great, all because you fixed your flexors. Wow. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. I know, genius. I know, thank you. Autographs later. But anyway, so that's how you do it. So that's how you fix it. So if you know somebody who has back pain or chronic back pain, or if you do, here's how you fix it, okay? Nutrition first. Second, fix those flexors, okay? Now, some of you are in inflammation right now, so it's gonna take some time to eliminate that inflammation, so just go ahead and jump on and free up those flexors, okay? So anyway, if you know anybody that's got back issues, share this video with them. I'm trying to educate you guys because there's no reason for you to be living in pain whenever it's really your fault, and you can easily fix it and eliminate it, so I hope that gave you a little education. I hope you liked it. Comment below. Share this motherfucker. Now go get to fucking work.